Hello and welcome to Michael's Minty Music for today. Today we review Guns N' Roses' first 1991 album, Use Your Illusion 1. I'm technically calling it the first. Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 were released simultaneously. Instead of releasing a double album, they did two albums. This one is pretty good. It's got a lot of decent music on it, and it's significantly more interesting than their previous albums, in my opinion. So this is definitely an improvement. This is the track listing, 16 tracks. I believe there are 16 tracks on both albums. So if they wanted to, they could have made a double album with like 30-some tracks on it. But they decided to split it into two. So I'm reviewing them separately. These are the tracks I added to my playlist. 10 out of the 16, 62.5% of the album. This album has a lot of songs on it compared to their other albums. Their previous album, GNR Lies, only had 8. So this album's twice as big, and their album before that, their first album, had 12. So this is still 4 more than that. And then in conjunction with the other 16 songs, this is kind of a lot. But this album is definitely way bigger, and it's also much more musically diverse. Generally, putting more music on an album doesn't hurt it, and this album shows that pretty well. The middle of the album is really the best section. Sides 3 and 4 are both really good overall, with a wide variety of really good songs. Side 1 has a pretty good starter, but it feels less put together than the other two sides. And then side 4 only has 3 tracks on it, and they all sound pretty similar. So it ends up being alright. By the time you get to side 4, you're kind of almost... Well, I was almost bored with the album. So that wasn't really a great ending. Side 1, I will say, is pretty good. The Live and Let Die cover is good. I just like the original a lot better. I think they do an okay job at it, but I don't really like this. I know what the original sounds like, so I don't really like this interpretation of it as much as the original. It is still pretty okay, though. I chose not to add it to my playlist. The only single released before the album was Don't Cry Original. I believe Don't Cry is on an EP or something. There are multiple versions of that song, so this is the original version. The only song off this album that I knew and like the sort of memorable hit, I believe a lot of these tracks were on the radio at the time, but the only one I had heard of before was November Rain. So that's the like really big one. But I think some of these other ones, the Live and Let Die cover for sure, were on the radio at the time. My favorite here is probably got to go with Double Talkin' Jive. It sounds like something out of the next decade, like, you know, something from 2001, 2002, which is really interesting and kind of strange for 1991. This is the beginning of the 90s, and this song is very early 2000s, in my opinion. Some of the other songs that competed, Bad Apple, the 12 through 14, Garden of Eden, Don't Damn Me, and Bad Apples are all really good. I really did consider them for the top spot, but I think I had to go with Double Talkin' Jive. It's the opening section is really 2000s, and then it's got a nice guitar solo and then sort of a slower ending. So I really do like that one. I rank this the highest out of all of Guns N' Roses albums that I've heard so far. It's definitely better than GNR Lies for sure. It has more songs and more styles than both of their previous albums, and I think it's really got a lot more diversity than Appetite for Destruction. That really bumps it up there. We'll have to see when I listen to Use Your Illusion 2 which one I like better. That'll be the real key here. Just with having more songs, Use Your Illusion, both of them have a real leg up on their other two albums, in my opinion. So we will see where they both stand in the end. Additionally, this album takes my top spot from 1991, and it takes it from Sting's 1991 The Soul Cages, which is a pretty good album, but Use Your Illusion has more songs on it, which helps, and I think it has more good songs, mostly because it's just bigger. And I think I like some of Guns N' Roses. The songs I like from Guns N' Roses I like more than the songs I like from Sting. So I think Use Your Illusion 1 definitely takes the spot. We'll have to see if Use Your Illusion 2 steals it as well. Next up is the Beatles' debut 1963 album, Please Please Me. It just hit its 60th anniversary last month, March, so I'm pretty interested to review it. It's very interesting, a very interesting start to their career in retrospect, so stay tuned for that, and as always, stay minty.